Welcome to Roots and Branches of Lehi, the podcast where we get to know the faces, stories, and lives that make up our community. I'm Ryan Harding, and I started this podcast as a way for us all to connect with the people we live alongside. Growing up in a small town, I learned that connections go beyond blood. They're built through shared experiences, friendships, and the moments we celebrate together. Each week, we'll sit down with someone new from Lehi to share their unique story, their passions, and what they love most about living here. So whether you've been here for years or just arrived, join us as we deepen our roots and reach out to our branches one story at a time. Welcome, Heather Tucker, to Roots and Branches of Lehi. I'm glad you're able to come and sit with me for a little bit. So,
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, this is kind of fun.
I'm excited to be here.
Good. I'm excited too. I'm excited to have you. So talk to me a little bit about, let's get to know you first. Okay. So you grew up here in Lehi, or where are you from originally?
I'm from Idaho.
Idaho.
I grew up in Idaho.
Okay.
Spent my childhood and most of my married life there, but I have been in Utah quite a bit as well. Went to college at Utah State University.
Okay.
Graduated in elementary education with an early childhood specialist specialty.
Yeah.
Went back to Idaho and taught kindergarten for about 8 years, first grade 1 year, and then kindergarten for about 8 years.
Okay, nice.
Worked on my ELL endorsement and also my administrative endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with the district as an ELL specialist for a year and then a principal for a few years, and then we came down here to Summit Academy Schools.
Okay.
And worked with Summit Academy Schools for a few years, my husband and I.
Okay. So you've been now here for how long?
I've been down here now for 7 years.
Okay, good amount of time now.
Yeah.
So, and what part of Idaho are you from?
Twin Falls.
Twin
is
Falls.
where
Okay.
I grew up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Love Idaho. It's beautiful up there. So, we like to go to Island Park a lot. And,
Island Park is beautiful.
So anyhow, but okay. So tell me what. I mean, so obviously an educational route, from an early age, right?
Yeah.
Going into, studying that at college and stuff like that. Why education, or what drew you to that?
Well, my dad was an educator.
Okay.
He instilled a lot of good values in us, hard work, and I just always liked helping kids.
Sure.
So for me, it was a good route. Looking towards my future, I thought, you know what, teaching would be a good route for me, because then I could raise my family and have my summers off and whatnot. So
yeah.
I've always been interested in that.
Good. And obviously it's been enjoyable for you.
Yeah.
You've enjoyed it.
Teaching kindergarten and first grade, it really made me kind of hone in on the literacy aspect of teaching.
Okay.
So I did go back to Utah State University and worked on a master's degree in literacy before my administrative endorsement.
Okay.
And it's always been one of those things that is just kind of my passion.
Sure.
Literacy.
So let's talk about then why you're here. So tell me your job. What do you do?
So I am the director at the Lehi Literacy Center here in Lehi. I taught for many years at the early childhood level and then worked as a principal as well. But I was working lots and lots of hours, and I thought, I really want to get back to the literacy. I love helping kids learn to read.
Yeah.
So in searching for some literacy jobs, the Literacy Center position came available.
Yeah.
And I looked that up and I thought, I'm going to go see what they do there.
Yeah.
And so I came over and they gave me a tour of the building, and I was astounded at what is here, because it's an amazing program.
Yeah.
So I applied and interviewed and was able to get the position, and I have been very happy here.
Okay. Well, so then talk to me about what is that like the library? Is that part of it? Like, tell me what is the Literacy Center?
Okay.
So assuming I know nothing about it, tell me what that is.
Okay. The Literacy Center used to be housed in the library here in Lehi. It started many years ago. In 1998, a lady by the name of Hester Rippey received a calling in her church, and she was called to be the stake literacy specialist.
Okay.
At that time, that particular calling was fairly new in the church, and she's like, where do I go to get trained? And they said, we don't know, just help people to learn, just help people learn to read.
Okay.
So she did some research, noticed that about 29% of the students at the local elementary schools were not reading at grade level. That was concerning for her.
Yeah.
So even after her calling within her stake, she just kind of got a spark that she's like, we need to do more. We need to do better and help these kiddos. And So she went to the mayor, Mayor Greenwood, and the city council, and kind of proposed to them what she was thinking, but she was hoping to maybe turn the initiative into a citywide program.
Okay.
So in 1998, she went down to Orem and kind of toured a family literacy center that was down there. And then in July of 98, that's when she proposed to the city to make it a city program. She was hoping that they would be able to help her with funding and whatnot. They started out with a charity golf event sponsored by Micron, and they raised about $22,000 to purchase books and supplies and things like that.
Yeah.
And she was given a little office, and a little 8x9 office over in the Lehi Arts Council building, and they started helping kids.
Wow.
So by November of 2002, they opened the center within the library, the Lehi City Library. It was about 2,000 square feet at that point, but it's just grown and grown from there.
Yeah.
Hester left an amazing legacy.
Yeah, it sounds like she did.
Yeah.
So, and did other cities have similar programs, or did she kind of start this?
Orem had some sort of a family literacy center, because she did go down there to view what they were doing, and then kind of brought the information that she learned back here and kind of tried to build a program.
Okay.
So I know there's a few small programs around over in American Fork, Pleasant Grove. They have a few small things within their library.
Sure.
But to my knowledge, I don't believe there's any other program within this area that is to the capacity that we are.
Wow. Okay.
We have more than 1,000 students a year come through our center.
Wow.
So,
1,000 students a year. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So then tell me, so how does a student, so if I have a child, well, I have many children that may be interested, not be interested. Tell me how would I phrase this? If I have a child, do I know that they're interested in this kind of stuff? Is it only, that if they're falling behind?
Good question.
Yeah,
So a lot of people think that the Literacy Center is only if they're struggling.
Yeah.
But we are a Lehi City program. Those that live here in Lehi and pay taxes here in Lehi, that is how we're funded. We're part of the Lehi City budget.
Okay.
Our program currently is only for Lehi City residents. That's what it has been.
Okay.
But we are working towards being able to offer a non-resident option for a fee.
Okay.
So that's something that's new and upcoming. This fall we'll be able to offer that to non-residents, depending on the spots that are available, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
So students come to our center for help in reading and math, but we have a lot of students that come just because they love coming.
Okay.
We have a lot of students that come, if little Susie is struggling and her sister Jenny isn't really struggling, but mom can bring both students, and we just place them according to what level they're at.
And so if I brought, one of my kids to your program, what does that look like? Like how long are they there for? Is this only a summer thing? What about during the school year?
Okay.
Several questions there, but yeah.
So we are a year-round program.
Okay.
We offer fall, winter, spring, and summer sessions. Our program is threefold. We have an ABC pre-K program that runs during the school year in the morning part of the day.
Okay.
We offer 2 sessions of that per year. The first session starts the end part of August and runs through the middle of December. The second session starts the first part of January and runs through the middle of May.
Okay.
Those 4-year-old students, the year before they go to kindergarten, are able to come in and learn about letters, sound, shapes, colors, numbers, social skills as well. Essentially a preschool, but our program is free for Lehi City residents. And the students come twice a week from 9:30 to 11:30 for about a semester-long period of time for that ABC pre-K program.
Okay.
The second tier of our literacy center, second tier of our program, is our after-school tutoring program that is for students who are kindergarten through 4th grade age.
Okay.
They come twice a week for 45-minute classes, and the sessions are about 8 to 9 weeks long.
Okay.
And they come twice a week for 45 minutes.
Okay.
And we offer reading and math tutoring. The classes are offered in a small group format, so no more than 6 students per teacher, and then quite often we'll have a volunteer that will be helping there as well. And that is the third tier of our program. We have a volunteer option where anyone who has finished 6th grade and older, finish 6th grade and older can come in and sign up to volunteer at our program. So we have a lot of high school students that come in. We have a lot of retirees that come in and help us as well.
And they're just able to help and just tutor, just again, a service for them. Yeah.
A service.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a great service opportunity within the community.
Wow.
A lot of times we do have a couple of our teachers that came through our program as children and then also came back and volunteered and then now are teaching for us.
Wow.
So.
And so 45, you said, so like a 45-minute session, you know, kind of thing. And I'm guessing throughout the day, obviously during the school, are you busy during the school day, the normal school day? Because everybody's already in school, or maybe you have a lot of homeschoolers too, I guess, that come in? Or
We have offered classes for the after-school program at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock in the past. But when the school district adjusted the early birds, later gators schedule, it affected our 3 o'clock hour.
Sure.
There are 12 elementary schools within Lehi City area, and only 5 of those schools get out in time to be able to utilize our 3 o'clock hour.
Okay.
We do have a lot of homeschool kids that will come in as well, and that 3 o'clock hour is really nice for them because they're able to. But the last year or so, we just haven't gotten the numbers at the 3 o'clock hour that we would like to make it fiscally responsible. So this coming fall, we will be offering 4 and 5 o'clock only.
Okay. But really, it's just a matter of, it's just an opportunity then for children to learn more, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, so they don't necessarily have to be behind. Obviously, that probably is the bulk of the people, I'm guessing, though, that, you know, come in as, you know, because they're trying to get caught up, I guess,
Parents
with things,
that
right?
are looking for help for their kids if they're just not sure what else to do to help them with reading or math or whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
And so how does somebody sign up for this? How do they just show up, or do they have to do it online?
So our registration is online for the ABC program, and then our after-school program, students that have been with us for a current session, they will get what we call a priority registration email. As long as they've been attending faithfully and coming consistently, we'll send that priority registration email, and then parents can just fill out the Google form again and sign them up for the next session.
Okay.
So if they do, we have a lot of kids that will come for one session and then maybe sit out a session or two and then come back again, say in the summer. But if they do sit out, we ask that they come back through the open registration process, which is specific dates before the session starts. That way we can check and see where they are in their learning to make sure that we place them at the table that's right for them.
Sure. Okay. And is it, you know, you mentioned kind of semester periods of time. So if somebody comes in mid-March, obviously that's right in the middle. Are they not able to then sign up?
We don't register mid-session.
Okay.
So once the session is started, then we don't register until the next session.
Okay.
So
then they get signed up. Okay.
We get a lot of calls after parent-teacher conference, and they're like, "Oh, my child's struggling."
Sure.
And we're like, "Well, you'll need to wait till registration for the next session."
Okay. But then they're able to get on and stuff. Are you turning how are you capacity-wise? I mean, do you have room for growth, or are you turning people away?
We don't turn people away. We've always been able to find a spot for everyone. A few summers ago, after COVID-19 happened, our summer session exploded.
Oh, sure.
And we had about 470 spots filled for summer.
Wow.
Some of those kids are the same kids because they'll do a reading class and then stay and do a math class as well.
Okay.
But it's still spots filled. We had to get a little bit creative and add a couple of additional tables to be able to accommodate all the kids that we had at that time.
Yeah.
So.
And where is this at?
We're located at 99 West Main Street in the old Lehi Bank building.
Okay.
Like I said before, we were located in the Arts Council building for the first little bit, then over to the library for several years. They were in a little house near the library, and then we've been in our current location at 99 West Main Street for over 8 years.
Oh, okay. So a good amount of time. So when the library closed and shut down, that didn't affect you then?
No, it didn't.
You were already good.
Right.
Okay. With the new building coming, do you get any of that love or no?
You know, not this time.
Okay. Right.
I think the long-term plan for the Literacy Center was to house us in the library again.
Yeah.
But one of the one of the challenges with that is we do produce a lot of traffic.
Sure. Okay.
So parents come through, and we have a back parking lot that they drive through the back, and it's a drop-off and a pickup area.
Okay.
And especially in the summer when we have that many students,
Yeah.
it's a lot of cars coming through.
Okay.
So
So they're not necessarily wanting to put you back with the library.
maybe not. I don't know what their plan is, but
Okay.
I did tell them, we produce a lot of traffic.
Sure. Okay.
We do.
So you don't know yet then. So when the building's finished, they might move you, or I guess you just
The
don't
building, I don't believe that we will be moved into the new building over here with the city offices and the library. I don't think it's big enough
Okay.
for what we need.
know. Okay.
So,
Okay.
but maybe in the future, if the library, I don't know. There's
Yeah.
a long-term plan for that, but
Sure.
I think it adjusts as we go as well. And
Sure.
the literacy center has grown a lot.
Yeah. But at least you have your own building, and like you said, you have
Yeah.
for the last 8 years. So that's good. So that's
Our building works well for
yeah.
us.
Okay.
It
That's-
does.
And that's perfect. So then, yeah, if it's not broken, don't try to fix
Yeah.
it, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So tell me why do you think this program is so crucial for people right now in this? Why is this an important program?
Well, when Hester was doing her research, there's always that percentage of students that just are not reading at grade level.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really like about our program is we don't have state mandated testing. We don't have, we just help kids from where they are and help them grow their skills, which I think is phenomenal. A lot of times kids at the elementary school level, we have the state mandated testing, which is necessary to know where they are. But a lot of times those kids that struggle, every time they get their testing back, they're not there. They're below grade level.
Sure.
And pretty soon those kids begin to just shut down.
Sure.
They don't believe they can do it.
Sure.
So that's the beauty of our program. We don't have that testing. We're able to bring them in and place them at a class that's appropriate for their level and fill some holes and help build their skills so that they can get better at reading.
I do like that a lot. I've noticed even with my own kids sometimes when they, the power of your mind is very powerful, right? And so,
It is.
hey, I'm not very smart, or I'm not very good at this. And it's like, well, that's not true. You are. You just, maybe like you just need to study. I mean, I tell my kids all the time, if you want to get good at something, it's just practice. I mean, there's not a secret weapon here. It's just practice.
Right.
And so you just spend more time with these things.
Right. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on at our building is just the culture of we're all at different levels and it's okay.
Yeah, good.
We're going to help you from where you are, and we're going to build your skills and you're going to get better. It's just like practicing the piano. As you practice and practice and practice, you get better.
Yeah.
Same thing with reading and math.
Yeah, yeah.
If we can clarify some of the misconceptions that child has about different phonics rules or different math concepts and just build from there, then they begin to gain confidence. I had one little boy tell me one day, he came in and he says, "What are we doing today?" And I said, "I don't know, you'll have to go in and see what your teacher's got for you." And he says, "We don't work here, we just play." I'm like, well, I'm glad you think that.
I'm glad you think that.
Yes,
That's right.
I'm glad you think that. And you know what? That's the best feeling is knowing if they truly love coming and they love what we're doing, they will learn.
Yeah.
Kids are sponges.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah.
And if they feel good about where they're coming and it's a good environment and they have a good relationship with the teachers and the kids that are there and the pressure's removed, the testing pressure is removed,
Yeah.
they usually will learn. We have a lot of parents that will bring in kids that are struggling and they come in and they do not want to be there. We can tell when we're assessing, they
Sure.
do not want to be there. They don't want to do one more school thing
Yeah.
because they're not good at it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do things over and over and over that they're not good at.
Yeah.
But I tell them when they come in, give us a try. I think you'll like us.
Yeah.
We're different than school.
Yeah.
So
And so how do you know if things are improving? So if you're not testing and different things like that, is there any kind of benchmarks, or how do you know it's actually working, I guess, is maybe a question.
So one of the things that we do when they come in for registration, initially registering, we do a core phonics survey for their literacy skills to see where they are in their reading abilities and their reading skills.
Sure.
That kind of helps us to be able to place them at a table that's just right for them. Our reading classes are more phonetic based, where we kind of work on different phonics pieces and they move through several different tables.
Okay.
The tables are not grade level based. They are just when they're ready to move. When they have these skills mastered and they're ready to move to the next table, then we move them to that next table in the next session, right?
Sure.
So I could have a kindergartner at set 1 still learning letters and sounds, but I could also have a first grader there that hasn't mastered those letters and sounds yet. But it's a building process, the process of learning to read. And so as we move them through those phonetic skills, we help to build that foundation so that they are able to put good reading together.
Yeah.
We also have a couple of book club areas. We have a junior book club and a book club area. And in those areas, they work on fluency, vocabulary, comprehension, and just putting all those good reading skills together to get better.
Yeah. Wow. You mentioned some of the kids that come in, don't have a great time or, aren't super excited to be there and stuff like that. Do you have any stories, of anybody that comes to mind? I'm kind of putting you on the spot there, I guess, but, of those kind of things where you've seen somebody really blossom and change and stuff like that?
We see it all the time.
Sure.
We do. I don't know that I can bring a specific example to my mind right now, but we see it all the time. And we have parents that will come back to us and say, you know what? They just had their end of year testing and they're now at grade level. Okay. So those success stories tell us that we know they're growing.
Yeah, it's working.
Periodically, we'll get a student that comes in that, that maybe isn't growing, and the teacher will say, I'm not sure what's going on. And we'll pull that student aside again, do that core phonics survey again to see, have they grown, have they not, what are they missing, so that we can try and tailor some things specifically for them to fill those holes so that they can move on.
Sure. So, do you partner with the school district at all and stuff like that, or is that I mean, any kind of sharing of knowledge or anything like that, or is it really pretty much separate entities?
We don't.
Okay.
We do. The school district is aware of our program, and a lot of times the teachers will refer students over to us.
Okay.
If they have a student in their class that's really struggling and they're doing everything they can at school and parents are doing everything, the teachers will just make the parents aware of this program that's available. And a lot of times we do get students that parents are just not sure what else to do.
As far as the Literacy Center in general, tell me some of the challenges that you're facing right now. I mean, it's, I'm guessing it's obviously going very well. You're doing a lot of good things here. Any challenge? I mean, are there any challenges? Maybe life is good.
Periodically, there's challenges. One of the challenges of being a free program is we will have parents that sign up their child for a session, and then if anything comes up, like swimming lessons or soccer or anything else, the Literacy Center is just like, oh, we're not paying, so it's okay.
Sure.
That's a challenge because I do hire my teachers based on the amount of enrollment that we have at that time, and then if we have a lot of students that don't show up, that's a challenge.
Okay.
Because we want to spend the tax money appropriately and fiscally responsible. So we if there's not kids in that class, then we don't employ a teacher for that hour or whatever. We're careful to make sure that we're being fiscally responsible. But that's been a challenge. So,
and I guess going to that, because you mentioned volunteers, different people that are able to come in and help. How many people do you employ then, actually, that are actually paid?
So I am the only full-time person employed at the Literacy Center as the director. I have 4 part-time coordinators. I have an ABC program coordinator. I have a phonics set program coordinator. I have a math program coordinator and a book club program coordinator.
Okay.
And they are all part-time coordinators.
Okay.
We do hire a lot of high school students and some college students as well. And all of the lesson planning is done under the direction of myself and my coordinators. So they do lesson planning when they come in, even though they're high school students, but it is guided lesson planning, if you will.
Sure.
So they're getting that experience of learning how to do that and knowing what to pull and what to use, but it's guided.
Okay. So then how many volunteers do you have?
So as far as teachers, at any given time, I have about, in the summer especially, there's about 25 employees.
Okay.
During the school year, maybe closer to 19 or 20, because our summer session is always larger, so we always have a few more employees for summer. Volunteers, it depends on the session. Spring is difficult because there's a lot of spring sports that pull those, middle school and high school students to other things. But in the summer, we have a volunteer at every table, and we offer classes at 9, 10, 11, and 12, and I run 13 tables every hour.
Wow.
So
pretty busy, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's pretty much all volunteer then,
Yes.
I guess, as far as
Those
time.
that come in for volunteer, yep.
Yeah, okay.
I'll have a paid teacher at the table that's just a part-time paid employee that's the teacher.
Okay.
And then quite often they'll have a volunteer that helps them at that table as well.
Okay. And so if somebody wanted to volunteer, how many hours, do you work with whatever hours, or you're like, hey, okay, if you're going to volunteer, I need you for at least X amount of hours?
We like them to be able to come for the twice a week for the 1 hour. So if they're coming for the Tuesday, Thursday, 4 o'clock hour, that's helpful for us because then it's the same students.
Okay.
So they're there whenever that group of students is there, it's the same volunteer.
Okay.
It's helpful, but
Sure.
we always tell people, you know what, if you can only give us 1 day, we'll still take you.
Sure. Okay.
So
Okay. And if somebody wants to volunteer, how do they what's the process for that?
they just go to our website, and there is a link for reading and math volunteers. And when they click on that link, it will take them to a background check process. Lehigh City does background checks on all volunteers
Sure.
within the city, just for liability purposes. But they do a quick background check, and then once they're cleared, then we just set up a day and time, and they come in and help. We do an orientation as well quite often, where they can come in and we kind of show them what they'll be doing before they come. But
Okay. And is that the same process, that same place on the website, if somebody wants to apply for a job then too, I'm guessing?
yes, and any
So-
jobs that we have open go through the Lehigh City job
Okay.
website.
Okay. Okay. Has technology changed the Literacy Center over the last, 20 years or so? I mean, have you seen, changes there? I know you haven't been there for 20 years, but
I know they had computers,
Yeah.
years ago when Hester was here. Our computers that we have at our location, they're older computers, but they work well for us. Periodically, we have to unplug and plug back in and
Sure.
just reconnect to the network and whatever. They are a little challenging that way, but you know what? We're lucky to have as many computers as we have. We probably have, I don't know, 28 or 29 computers
Wow,
within
okay.
our center.
okay.
And the students do go to computers once a week for a 10-minute chunk of time. We use programs like Starfall and ABCia. And the teachers, whatever concept they're teaching on for the day, if they're teaching on silent E and how that works, then within that lesson and when they go to computers at that week, whatever they do on the computers will be based around that silent E concept to kind of reinforce what they've taught and how to use it, and it gives them that practice.
Okay. So, is this pretty much all geared for, children essentially, or do you have any adult classes? I guess too.
They have done some adult classes in the past. I know Hester Rippey did start an ELL program in the past, but the challenge with that was a lot of parents were not able to come during the day. It would have to be evening hours, and then they didn't have a place for their children to go.
Okay.
So that has we have not continued that. I will say that when I started with the city about 6 years ago, the number of English language learners that we had enrolled in our program was not very high.
Okay.
But in the past 6 years, we've seen a real influx of English language learners.
Yeah. So is that so? I'll let you answer this question with that in mind, I guess too. But as far as things that you see in the future, do you see any programs coming into play, like adult programs, or other financial literacy programs, or I don't know, just some of these programs coming into play, or kind of business as usual for the next little bit?
We have looked a little bit at doing some ELL programs, but we're still working on that maybe.
Sure.
It may come again in the future, especially where we have had an influx of English language learners.
Yeah.
We are going to be opening this next spring a satellite center of the Lehi Literacy Center. Ivory Homes Corporation approached us about 3 years ago, and the lady that works for Ivory Homes went through our program as a child. And she said it made the biggest difference in my life.
Oh, wow.
So they were hoping to maybe offer something within their community that would draw people in and also help people. So they approached us about doing a satellite center. It will be located off of Redwood Road and 2100 in that quadrant of Lehi,
Okay.
over in the Holbrook Farms area. It will be housed as a building attached to their clubhouse, but it will be strictly a Lehi Literacy Center building. It will function at about half capacity of our center here on Lehi Main Street, but we're excited to be able to offer the services in that quadrant, because I know a lot of times we don't pull students from that area because traffic is too bad
Sure.
to get over here to Main Street and then back.
Sure.
Traffic is a challenge.
Gotcha.
So
So they'll be doing the same things that you're doing here,
Yep.
right? As
Yep.
far as, that's awesome. Okay.
yeah, we're excited about that.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll get, you'll be doing more, is
Yeah.
my guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, especially people like proximity,
Yeah.
right? People like things that are close. Anything else for the future? Anything else that is on the horizon?
We get calls all the time for additional help for math, especially middle school and high school math. When Nancy Weitzel was the director at the center before I came, she did have a gentleman that was coming in at just kind of on an as needed basis that was tutoring some upper math. But we don't have anybody like, he retired and we don't have him, and we don't have anybody similar to that anymore. But we do get calls quite often for help with that. We did toy a little bit with an idea of maybe providing a K-12 math center and partnering with UVU to utilize their math education students. But we're still working on that. It hasn't come to fruition yet. It may not.
Sure.
So
Okay.
just an idea we had that could benefit
Yeah.
families. So
Okay. Well, you've been doing this for a little while. Why do you keep doing it? What do you like about it? What do you find rewarding about this, I guess, this job?
I love just the moments when the kids finally get it, or when they feel good about themselves finally. For years, we'll have third grade students that come in, and for years they've struggled, and finally we're making that headway of just building their skills and filling those holes so that they can have success.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Awesome.
I love that. I love that we get to help kids and take them from where they are and build their skills and help them improve.
Love that. Well, you're obviously doing good work.
Yeah, I love it. I love being here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there anything we didn't cover that you would want to, talk about?
Trying to think if there's anything. I just think it's a great program. I'm a real advocate for literacy and helping kids, and I was amazed when I found this program.
Yeah.
And it has, it was a little bit scary to jump out of the school district, and because I had been within a school district and a charter school system for a long time.
Yeah.
But it was what I loved, and I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah. No,
Because it allows me to do what I love, and I think every community should have one of these programs.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like obviously you're filling a need that's here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That,
We're really lucky in Lehi that Lehi, whoever was at Lehi, Mayor Greenwood, and all of those that have funded this
Yeah.
program, we're very lucky.
Yeah. No, because it's obviously a good amount of money the city's, spending here. I mean, I know, we've looked around at, private tutoring and different things like that. It gets expensive.
It does get very expensive.
Very quickly. And
Yeah,
so
it does.
to have this offered, for free, essentially.
And periodically we'll have a student that comes in and they come in and we're just not making headway with them. If they have dyslexia or some other more challenging struggle, but it's good for parents to try it first, see if it will work for them. If not, then reach out to other resources that maybe they would be willing to pay for or whatnot.
Sure,
But
sure.
we have had good success with a lot of the kids that come in.
Good. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming in. I love what you're doing. I love that this program exists, and I think it's obviously making a big difference. And so I like that you're going to have a satellite office too, which means
Yeah.
you'll be able to expand. I mean, you said
Yeah.
half capacity, so essentially, you could be doing 50% more, right? I mean, that's great.
Helping more kids.
Yeah,
Helping
which is
more
awesome.
kids.
So
So
love
I love that we can just build their confidence.
Yeah,
those that struggle, and they come in, and hopefully we can build their confidence and help them believe that
Yeah.
they can do it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can do it. With practice and effort, they can do it.
Yeah.
And we're here to help them do that.
Yeah. Well, and again, that's what I like, because that's most things in life. It just takes effort. It takes time.
Yep.
Takes some practice, but you are able to hold their hand, I guess, through that process, right?
Yep.
Kind of do that. So, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Heather. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you explaining
Thank
this.
you.
And hopefully this will be something that maybe a lot of people didn't even know existed.
Right.
And so hopefully we don't overwhelm you with all the people that are going to come now.
I'm always amazed at, we try and go to different events, the Halloween extravaganza and different events around the city and handing out flyers. And I'm always amazed that there's still so many people in Lehi that don't know about us.
Sure. Yeah.
Even some people that have been here and lived here their whole life, and they're
Yeah.
like, I didn't even know this was here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Which it does. I agree. It does surprise me. Although I will say, doing this podcast, I learned a lot about the different places
Yeah.
around here too. So, and we've been in Lehi now for, gosh, I guess like 20 years now. But yeah, no, that's awesome. So I love what you're doing. I love to learn these kind of things. So thank you. Thanks for coming on.
thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for joining us on Roots and Branches of Lehi. I hope today's story helped you feel a little more connected to the people who make up our community. Remember, every person here has a unique story, and together, we're what makes Lehi feel like home. If you know someone who would be a great fit for this podcast, please fill out the form in the show notes so we can reach out and schedule an interview. We'd love to hear from you. A big thank you to our sponsors, the Work Harding Home Mortgage Team and Play Harding Nightly Vacation Rentals, for supporting this show and helping us bring our community closer together. Until next time, keep growing those roots and reaching out to your branches. Take care.